Once again, welcome to the University of California Irvine campus. We're inside the Bren Event Center, where usually the Anteaters are the home team, and they usually take control of the floor, but now it's community college basketball. In fact, it's the state tournament. So welcome once again to BCTV Sports. We've been covering it for 7 years. I'm Dave Polito, and once again, I'm joined by Steve McElroy. And we've had an exciting tournament so far. We just saw that Chabot makes it into the finals, so the winner of this will go on to face Chabot.
Yeah, Chabot's more of a defensive team, obviously, as we just saw. And the team that wins this ball game is going to be more of an offensive scoring ball club. However, El Camino is the 15th ranked defensive team in the country.
Now, before we go on to this game, let's catch you up on what happened yesterday in the opening round here at Irvine. There you see, Chabot got moved on ahead by beating Moore Park. El Camino upset West Valley, and there again, once again, our names in case you forgot them. And then also, if we have that next page, let me tell you what happened. There it is. American River was taken away by Rancho Santiago handily in the second half. And then Merced upset Imperial Valley, but they were just recently beaten by Chabot, so their Cinderella season is over. So now we come in to another interesting matchup. El Camino knocked out the #1 seed in their bracket, that being West Valley. So El Camino, another Cinderella story.
Well, let me tell you just a little bit about El Camino. They are Cinderella. They were 3-5 in the South Coast Conference in a tie for third place. Of course, Long Beach and Cerritos. Cerritos won the state championship last year, and Long Beach finished second last year. So they had to go up against really tough ball clubs, but they were the 23rd ranked team in Southern California, and now they're in the top 3 in the state of California coming into the end of the tournament. And there's a look at their record in conference play.
Okay, El Camino, as you can see, finishing third, and there's their road to get here. Squeaking by Santa Monica, tough one against LA City, another tough one against Cypress. They haven't had an easy time. Let's move over to their opponents, the Rancho San Diego Dons. In their conference, they finished second in the Orange Empire Conference. If we get that up quickly, 10-2, they finished. There you see Cypress having a great year, 12-0. Their road to get here also, they played 3 games prior to Irvine. There you see it. That's El Camino once again. Rancho San Diego had their 3 games, and last night handily defeating their opponent by 20. We're just about set for the announcement from the PA announcer of the starting lineup. Rancho Santiago, being the visiting team on the scoreboard, will be announced first.
Well, we expect this game to be much more fast-paced than the game that we just saw. Defensive battle where Chabot was able to win with a 28-24 halftime lead. Very low scoring in the first half. It ended up being a 70-point ball game.
Starting the other guard, 6'3", sophomore number 42, Larry Lockley. At 1'4", 6'5", sophomore number 22, David Peter. Joining him at 4, 6'4", sophomore number 32, Frank Beatty. And at center, 6'7", sophomore number 40, Jamal Ross. The head coach of the Warriors is Ronald Thurston. His assistant, William Bechtel and Carl Strong. And it is the starting lineup for the rest of the San Diego College Dons. Starting at one guard, 5'10", freshman from Texas High School, number 10, Brendan Rodnett. Starting at the other guard spot, 5'11", sophomore from Edison, number 20, Alden Lockwood. Starting at 1'4", 6'4", sophomore from Los Amigos, number 24, Gene Altamirano. The other 4 is 6'9", correction from Monrovia, number 54, Corey Blount. And in the post is 6'9", sophomore from Whittier Christian, number 52, Matthew Lee. Head coach of the Dons is Dana Patrick, his assistants John Frank and Andy Andre.
So there you have it, the Rancho Santiago Dons. They stand at 31-3, number 3 seed in the South. Overall, at the end of the regular season, they were ranked number 6 in the state. El Camino, somewhat of a surprise. They're 21-10, and as Steve informed you, 23rd seed in the South. They've gotten here through hard work, tough defense, and again, another upset of West Valley in the previous round.
Yes, now with their playoff victories, it's 24-10. It's just a huge disparity between records here, but El Camino's used to playing the top teams in the state, and that can be a helpful advantage for them.
The jump center for El Camino in the white will be Ross versus Lean. The tip is controlled by El Camino, then lost out of bounds. Unable to chase it down was Beatty. So Rancho Santiago will get the first possession. Santiago in their home reds face El Camino in their traveling whites. There's Vern Brodnax to run point. El Camino comes out the man-to-man defense. Santiago will also cover with very good man-to-man pressure defense. There's Blunt down low. Turnaround from 10 as a tough shot gets the roll. 2-0 Dons. Now watch the defense of Rancho Santiago. Very good, and they stay in the opponent's face.
El Camino that time collapsed 4 defenders down low toward the basket.
Beatty over Blunt. Tough shot.
Beatty has his pants down really low on his legs there. But nothing but net on that shot. The shirt's already untucked, so he has that loose style as we start.
And there's Lean with the turnaround. Carbon copy of what Blunt just did the last trip down. Count the basket, and Lean will have a chance for 3.
22, David Peters, first personal, first team foul on Warriors.
Matthew Lean, who had 25 points in last night's game, averages 17.8 on the year. Free throw up and good.
Well, both him and Blunt really controlled that game against American River. Blunt coming away with 20. Now Lean has 3 and Blunt has 2. It's a 5-2 advantage for Santiago. Tough shot from the outside. Not falling for Keith Brown. Once again, Brodnax to push. There's Loftus being guarded by Beatty.
You'll notice in this ball game that your guards are small and quick, and you have some big players down low, whereas the other 2 teams were very balanced as far as the size of the players.
Alta Moreno up top, over to Loftus. Loftus looking inside to Lean, has Blunt up the high post, and Alta Moreno, bad pass to him.
Yeah, it's interesting. Lean is a great ball player, but you look at him, he's 6'9", 180. He looks like he wouldn't have any strength down there, and he's being pushed around right now, but we'll see how as it develops how he comes off of those with a spin move.
Well, Matt Lean already has signed with the Division I school, that school being Cal. So he has a future. Here comes Keeter. Last year he led the state in 3-point field goals. In fact, he shot 60% last year from 3-point country. Misses on that attempt. Still 5'2", Rancho Santiago.
Blunt, 6'9", the tallest, or tied for the tallest player on the court, but he has great leaping ability. So look for the slamma-jamma from him later on.
Loftus misses on that 2-point attempt. Quickly up to Keeter. High pass, nice gathering. Nice reverse, misses with the left. Lean gathers in that board. And here comes Brodnax. Over to Alta Moreno, who's deadly from that range, but not that time. Beatty. Keeter can't put it in, but Beatty with the tip.
Right there, Cavin has tried to draw the foul. Standing in there, got knocked clear back into the basketball standard with no whistle.
Brodnax in the lane, hangs and puts it down. As I was saying, Alta Moreno for the season shot 54% from 3-point range, and into the postseason, he's been shooting 60% from there. Keeter for 3. Rebound Blunt. Brodnax up top to Loftus. Now Blunt along the baseline, looking for Lean inside. Keeter's doing a good job of getting position on him. Bad pass to Brodnax, controlled by Brown. Quickly up and intercepted by Loftus.
Now watch the 2 big men try and work down low here. They have them spread out.
Driving baseline, nice feed by Loftus. Lean can't put it in, knocked to the ground. Beatty once again wanted to give it up, doesn't, pulls from 15. Tough shot off balance and nails it.
Usually you shoot the ball at the top of your arc. That time he fired it as he's landing. Brodnax wearing a mouthpiece in the ball game.
Alta Moreno in a tough ball that time. Going piggyback was Jamal Ross right on Altamirano, and Altamirano crashes very hard down to the floor.
Second team foul on El Camino. Substitution.
There you see it. Ooh.
Brought his face right into the ground, then shoves his face into the ground.
Altamirano to inbound. Loftus is open for 14. Is short. Rebound batted around. Saved by Loftus nicely. In the lane. Bounce pass to Lean is off the mark. Batted out of bounds by Brown. Still Rancho Santiago ball. Let me catch you up here with the substitution. Number 34 coming in being Stephen Leary. A substitution for El Camino. Broadnax working against Brown. Trying to beat him off the dribble, and Brown lazy with the feet.
A lot of pushing going on both inside and outside on that play. I was watching the matchup down low with Lean. That'll be a good one for you to watch.
Altamirano gives it to Lean, up top to Blunt. New 45 to work with. Lean will pull from 12, and he'll shoot at 15. Beatty to push.
El Camino stop on a dime, three-pointer.
Lockley just misses. El Camino last night came out against West Valley and was just tearing it up from long range. They were not missing early.
7-6, the Dons lead.
Lockley last night for El Camino totaled 21.
Yeah, the refs are calling this one a little bit closer here in the early going because both teams playing so aggressively that they need to make sure they calm down early.
Now here comes Alan Cavanis. He replaces Brown. Cavanis, a great assist man. Ball lost out of bounds by Lean. To check in for Rancho Santiago is Hunter. Like Hunter in the ball game, Matt Lean to the bench.
Jamal Ross is working down low against Mike Hunter. And it looks like he has a little bit of speed advantage. We'll watch it one-on-one here.
He does beat a baseline. Good call, Steve, using that speed. 8-7, El Camino with the lead. And now a timeout taken.
This is very interesting for me. I'm being fairly silent here because you're watching all of the matchups, and as a couple new players come in, they're, you know, with players this big and certain players with speed, you're going to see good opportunities to take advantage of.
Loftus in three-point country. Plenty of time on the shot clock, down to 27. Ball off the knee of Broadnax. Can't save it out of bounds. Good call, El Camino ball. There was a good shot of head coach Ronald McClurkin of El Camino in his second season as head coach of the Warriors. Tough shot.
Oh my, and he almost made that one.
Ball being fought for and won back by Jamal Ross.
Jamal Ross showing that he's a great rebounder there. He has a breakaway attempt to the basket. He's inside of the defender.
Lockley, not much room against Loftus.
Now watch Ross. He's a little bit taller. He's got great leapers, and he's working in behind the defender.
Personal foul against Loftus. That's his first one, and that's the first one called against the Dons. Now into the ball game, Cameron Terry comes in. They replace Broadnax, and going to the bench for El Camino is Beatty, and Keeter comes in to replace him. Keeter gets the inbound pass, does a nice job of hanging in the air and creating his own shot.
Keeter with the spin around and put it off the glass there. Feeling out his defender very well.
Down low to Blunt. Had the turnaround over Leary, couldn't put it down. Here's Keeter all by himself on the left side. Layup is good. El Camino starting to quicken the pace.
Keeter has proven that he can go to the basket.
Alley-oop attempt intercepted. by Leary. Leary all over the place. Ross tries to penetrate. Has to pull it
Leary's
back out.
wide open under the basket there for a moment.
One stat I was noticing before the game, Stephen Leary on the season in 30 games, his field goal percentage is close to 69%. That's an incredible stat. Leary on the high post gives it over to Keeter. Shot clock down to 10. Gets the screen, does Keeter. Can't pop for the free throw line, but look at Leary.
And there's your 70% right there on the two-footer.
Timeout called by Coach Paget of the Rancho Santiago Dons. His team has fallen down early here. They trail by 7. We welcome you back to the Brent Event Center on the campus of UC Irvine. We have another surprise here for you. El Camino, the number 4 seed, their bracket playing the number 2 seed in Rancho Santiago. And El Camino trying to pull off another upset.
Well, Chabot's going to have trouble with the winner of this ballgame. Chabot has the great outside shooting, and they're going to be able to score a lot of points because they're going to get open shot because the defenses here are in no caliber as good as the ones in the game before. But the down-low play in this ball game is so much better. You have big guys. You know, Blunt, we've already scored down low. We're going to see it from Lean later. We haven't seen it. And El Camino's shown 2 or 3 players that can score down low.
Well, during the timeout, John Guerrero comes in for Rancho Santiago. A lot of motion now by Santiago. Lean open from 7. Really good movement exhibited that time on the offensive set. Peter working against Alf Moreno, gives it back up top to Cavity. Long range in and out. No, but Larry comes with a side tip and misses.
Got everything but the ball there.
Lockley missed from long range. Leary tried to follow with authority. Guerrero breaking free along the base, quickly met by Keeter. Cameron Terry tried to put some English on the ball to get it into Lean.
And Lean has that face-up 10-footer as well as being able to make the short stuff.
14-9, 11 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first half. El Camino in the lead. Cavanaugh penetrates, is stripped by Guerrero, and they say he got him on the arm. Set the check in for the Warriors.
Yeah, he caught the good offensive structure that time. He caught the screen and exploded down the lane. And all that the Dons could do was foul him. Fast-paced game.
Beatty replaced Lockley. Inbounds almost intercepted by Hunter. Controlled by Ross, and he'll give it back up top to Cavanaugh.
El Camino, the big underdog, leading by 5 points here.
Ball intercepted, batted around. Finally controlled by Hunter, and into the standard goes Cameron Terry.
And the official helped Terry to his feet there.
Good extension defensively by El Camino. Cameron Terry trying to take Cavanaugh off the dribble, finds Lean. Lean, another 7-footer. That's much more difficult.
And Lean scoring quite frequently here in the first half. He has 7 points now.
14-11 El Camino. And now Terry harassing Cavanaugh up top. Here comes Jamal Ross. He's fouled on the drive. Foul will go against Mike Hunter.
I believe Ross is going to be able to take advantage of his defender, who is Mike Hunter. Mike Hunter is 6'4", 210 pounds. And Jamal Ross is 6'7", 210. and quicker on his feet.
Lockley comes in to replace Ross. And now Blunt will come in, and Guerrero goes out. Talking about a height advantage switch right there. In and out, no. Shot attempt by Beatty. Blunt up top. Hunter off the dribble, gives it right back to a streaking Terry. Blunt turn around. Can't find it. Ball batted out of bounds by Loftus of Santiago. El Camino ball.
El Camino playing a strong ball game here in the early minutes. They can take advantage of the weaknesses of the Dons. They can have a good opportunity down low.
A nice catch by the lead official that time. Leary was trying to set a pick. He was in no position to, and he just pushed Mike Hunter right in the back. And if you saw yesterday's game, El Camino versus West Valley, a much larger team. El Camino intimidated them by throwing elbows and pushing people. It worked. They went on to victory. Cameron Terry took one too many steps.
We can get a shot of Frank Beatty, number 32. Just an interesting player. He has, his shorts are ripped.
Ball lost and then almost controlled by Blunt. Blunt batted out of bounds. Rancho Santiago bench wants a call against Tavenis. They don't get one. Broadnax replaces Terry. Down low, Leary.
Leary, you wouldn't expect to see that shot from him. Clearing the rebound is Blunt.
Broadnax working against Tavenis. Santiago still doing a good job with that motion offense. Loftus off balance. Tough shot.
Running and gunning. There's no defense for that type of shot.
The Dons have come back to within one. Long range.
Oh,
Moreno.
The backspin on that ball.
Nice entry to Lean, but he gets caught underneath the hoop. Tavenis, Beatty wants another three. Oh. Can't get the roll. Ball falls free. Lean gets it. Broadnax off the dribble with the drive. Back iron can't find the roll. Rebound, Leary.
Even rebounding. Both
the other Peter.
Tough break for El Camino. They had a clean shot that time.
Looking down low to Lean. Broadnax wants him. McKeeter doing a good job defensively. Here comes Loftus baseline. Ball stripped away nicely by Tavenis. Looking the other way was Blood from behind. Loftus bats it out of bounds. Here comes some substitutions. Out Moreno for Rancho Santiago. Mo Warner. And Darius DeBow. Excuse me, not Mo Warner. Jamal Ross for El Camino. And Darius DeBow for El Camino come back in.
Loftus did a great job of running up the floor to knock the ball away that time.
And actually, Mo Warner did check in for Rancho Santiago. Lockley down low to Ross, being guarded by Warner. Lockley gets a pick from DeBose. Quickly gets doubled, then nobody guarded him. Oh, good attempt by Leary is no good. Here comes Broadnax. Has Loftus streaking. Tough pass to Hanley. He does. Goes in and gets hammered. Look out.
And that is a serious situation, flying through the air.
He got drilled. He looked like he was going to try to bring it in for the reverse, so he was caught in an awkward position.
Personal 16.
It looks like we're going to have another look at this as he's coming into the basket.
We're picking up.
Yeah, this picks up the action with the other possession just before that. Here's the drive, and the shot no good. Now we're going to have it up the floor quickly on the break. But we lost it there.
Loftus is up. Landed very awkwardly on his right side.
Fortunately, he was able to catch some of his fall there.
He'll have to be replaced since he was tended to on the court. John Guerrero will do the foul shooting for Alvin Loftus.
Still shoot 2.
Guerrero finds the range. This is on the second. Rebound bounces to Leary.
El Camino with a lead of 3.
They're both trying to get the screen on Guerrero. Dangerous pass. Lockley gathers it in and is fouled on the shot by Alex Moreno.
And now we'll have an opportunity to see him here. Now his shorts are ripped on the right side. These shorts are obviously 2 or 3 sizes too large. And he has the back part of his head shaved with the t-shirt under the jersey and the jersey untucked. Quite a character.
Well, earlier we were discussing about the way his head is shaved. We were believing it might be in the form of Orange County or maybe Los Angeles County. It's tough to tell.
I could see where, but Frank Beatty hits both free throws, so he's performing well on the floor. Maybe it'll be a new style, a trendsetter.
Bo Warner's entry pass to Broadnax, broken up by Cabinet. Here comes Lockley. Lockley over to Ross, baseline. I don't know how many steps he took. Looked like he walked, but a nice hit by Leary.
And there's Leary 70% from within 2 feet of the basket.
Next whistle, Matt Lean will come back in for Rancho Santiago. Wanting it down low is Blunt. He gets it, gets fouled, and can't convert. Blocking call will go against Jamal Robb.
Number 40, Jamal Ross, second personal 17 foul. Rancho's in the bonus.
Matt Lean and Alvin Loftus will come back in for the Dons. For El Camino, David Peter will return.
Number 20,
There you see Bo Warner going to the bench. And Alvin Moreno also.
Peter returns to court for the Warriors.
We'd expect Blunt to take a rest pretty soon. Lean and Blunt in the game, 2 6'9" players.
1-1.
Corey Blunt, a freshman out of Monrovia, stands 6'9", 210.
El Camino with a 6-point lead.
There's Darius DeBose, probably the quickest person in an El Camino uniform for quite a while, and he shows that quickness in the lane.
Showing his great speed on that play.
There you see that 7-point advantage that the Warriors have built. Loftus loses it, ball bouncing high. Batted away nicely.
All alone.
DeBose.
Oh, completely off balance, making that shot. What body control or attempted recovery.
Dana Page calls another timeout. Rancho Santiago has still found themselves in a little bit of trouble. They trail here 25-15, a 10-point deficit. El Camino just showing their quickness defensively.
They're showing their quickness defensively, and on offense, they're getting the ball to the key people they have to, whereas the Dons haven't been able to take full advantage of Blunt's ability.
We're going to run Utah. All right, we're going to run Utah.
Go into the huddle with Dana Page
So we
here.
got, Dean, you're going to start here, come to here, right? Okay. Matt, let's have you come up like this here, okay? Corey, you cut back here, and then Matt, you roll, and I think you might want to look for the roller, Alan, okay? Now listen, if it's not there, just back it up and run some power, okay? Now listen, baby, you got to get back, people. You've got to get back defensively, all right? You got to get back defensively. Snap the ball offensively.
Well, there you heard Matt Lean. His offensive set is going to come to the high post. Corey's going to come around, Blunt that is. And when Lean rolls, they're going to try to hit him. But even more importantly, the instruction, just get back defensively. On the transition, they're getting killed. Vern Brodnack to control the point.
The Chabot players coming up behind us watching who they will meet for the California State Championship tomorrow.
Alvin did his job. Loftus, that is, finding Lean on the roll, but Lean couldn't hang on to it. Once again, another turnover by the Dons. Here comes Cheater penetrating, nice drive. Gets hammered, no call. Rebound Lockley, can't put it in, but he is hit, and a traveling violation is called.
Oh, just a heartbreak for El Camino with great effort there on offense. It looked like they should have drawn a foul somewhere in there. Come up with the walking call. 25-15. It's hard to believe El Camino is ahead by 10 points.
We expected a faster-paced game. We've gotten it, but we haven't gotten the scoring output. 5 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's Lean, misses Blunt with a nice follow.
That's the combination that's going to be crucial to the success of the Dons.
Cheater working against Blunt, off the dribble. The both brings it up top. Blunt doing a great job of getting position on Cheater.
I was just noticing that.
The both long range, back iron off. Rebound, Brodnack.
Credit that turnover to great down-low play, especially by Blunt.
Altamirano gets his defender up in the air. That's a two-point attempt.
Well, the key, no matter what, to tomorrow's state championship game is going to be control the tempo, because these players here are fast-paced.
Goes to Lockley. Bank shot rolls in and out. Rebound Loftus. Once again, Brodnack to push. That's Altamirano, but he was not cutting. He was standing flat-footed.
Substitution, 42 Larry Lockley, number 24, Michael House.
So Houghton, and I believe Lockley checks back in.
34 Cameron Perry, checks in,
3:52 to go in the first half. El Camino leading 25-19. The lead has been cut to 6 here.
Loftus doing a good job on defense, but Bangaroo right there from the corner, Larry Lockley.
You can hear the snap of that net from upstairs that time.
The lead is 8. Altamirano loses control, but Blunt is there to gather it in. Quickly swinging it to Terry. Lean has no position down low.
Yeah, Lean is not getting any position down low. And here's the fast
Here comes
break.
Lockley. Wanted the dunk in a dangerous play. Cameron Terry did get in his way.
That was a very, very dangerous play. That was not a respectable foul, the way that he handled that situation, but...
Well, obviously, you always want to prevent the dunks from the other team. And Drew Cameron Terry didn't give him a push in the back, but he definitely gave him a low bridge with the hip. In and out, no, but there's Leary with the rebound.
Leary is just a leaper. Leary the leaper.
Lean looking for a backdoor play, nothing there. Here comes Terry along the baseline. A foul, I believe, from behind by Cavanagh.
This is the first foul on Alan Cavanagh.
Once again, El Camino started early. as far as coming out strong, up by 9. Yesterday they were up by 12 over West Valley at halftime.
That was the first foul by Cavanis. And yeah, El Camino's a lightning quick starter. In the last game, Merced came out quickly and then faltered in the second half. This game, El Camino's the underdog, so we'll see if they can hang on to their lead.
Terry makes both. Cuts the lead back to 7. We have 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Dangerous pass by Cavanis, saved by Lockley. Cavanis once again beats him off the dribble. Nice job with the left, rebound Blunt.
He just explodes to the basket as if he's trying to score from the 1-yard line in the football game.
Cavanis with a tough reach call.
Number 10, Alan Cavanis.
The Dons are in the bonus.
Yeah, now this is a dangerous situation for El Camino. They
Terry at the line, 1-1.
lost 4 of the last 6 points, and now they're
This is that lean going up strong, gets the rebound. Can he put it back in? No, but here comes Blunt. And a nice job from behind by Leary, and here comes Blunt again.
great resilience by Blunt that time. Going up again and again, a lot of action above the rim there.
Well, Blunt had an easy putback that time, the first one, and Leary swatted it from behind. Dangerous pass to Keeter. Keeter might lose it to Loftus, trying to control it, and a call to bail him out. Loftus fouls him.
Second personal 16 foul.
5-point lead for El Camino.
Brown comes back to replace Cavanis.
Frank Beatty.
And Beatty for Keeter. Final Four action here being brought to you by BCTV Sports. Here at the State Community College Basketball Tournament. And this one, so far, has that tournament atmosphere, the winner-else atmosphere of the finality of such an event.
The fans much more into this ball game, and the players just as if they were driving out of control here. They're both just going all out.
Inside to Leary. He doesn't want it there. Kick it back up top to Brown to reset. Lockley having trouble controlling it. Lockley along the base. Tries to hit Leary inside. Doesn't. Shot clock down to 15. Lockley is off. Altamirano with the rebound.
Lean and Blunt both came over to the near side of the baseline that time to cut off any chance to get down low.
No one picks up Terry up top. And that call is on the shot. I believe the call will be going against Michael Hoke.
He would have had a chance to get a three-point play had he been able to hold on to the basketball that time. As the defense, unfortunately for them, they fell away from the action there.
34, Terry at the line. Shooting 2.
So Rancho Santiago has worked their way back in this contest. The lead is only 5 for El Camino, and Terry's going to try to cut it to 3. 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining in the first half. Three-point ball game.
And this is a very important possession for El Camino to get their confidence back up before halftime. They've been struggling, and they're screaming at each other on the floor, trying to get their offense working again. And an elbow to the chin.
Here comes Cameron Terry on the fast break. I believe Brodnick acted a little bit on that one. Maybe he was grazed, but didn't look like he was hit flush.
Once the officials left, he immediately got back to his feet and ran down the floor, but I hope you were able to catch that on the TV monitors. I was watching the live action.
Brown in the lane, does it off to Ross, working against Blunt. Tough shot.
Oh, and a great shot that time by Ross. Jamal Ross had hands all over his face.
We have a delay of game warning against El Camino.
Play a game warning on El Camino.
So with Ross converting, the lead is back up to 3. 50 seconds remaining. Dangerous pass to Brodnax. Here's Brodnax going out long. They want a goaltending, does Rancho Santiago. They want Leary to be called with the goaltending. No call.
And he almost pinned it up against the glass nonetheless.
And for some reason, the shot clock was left on. Now it's turned off, down to 30 seconds. El Camino can have the last shot if they want it. Entry to Ross is batted away by Blunt, who will remain Warrior basketball.
Yeah, Blunt trying to save that one. May have had the possession otherwise.
Ross seems like he wants the ball for that last shot. There's Lockley against Alf Moreno. Clock down to 15.
There's nothing working down low right now. They look like they're going to have to take one outside.
Clock down to 7, and there's Lockley down low. Batted away nicely by Blunt. Terry, I don't know, will have enough time. It's down to 2. Throws it up left-handed. Will be short.
Just as I said there was nothing open down low, a player broke open, but Blunt responded beautifully and swatted the ball away.
So once again, El Camino comes out surprisingly. They're the lesser seed, but they go into halftime leading by 3. We'll be back with second half following this.
My name is Katie Danner, and the best thing I have appreciated about Butte College and Telecommunications Department is being able to have hands-on experience in every aspect of broadcasting. I've been involved in live broadcasts. I've been involved in doing sports productions. I've worked cameras and graphics, putting in people's names. I've had just as every other student here, I've been able to have hands-on experience with every aspect of broadcasting. There's not many colleges that will let you do that, and I've really appreciated Butte College and being able to do that here.
Once again, welcome back to the Brand Event Center. Campus is UC Irvine, and there you have the score. El Camino, once again, surprisingly strong in the first half. They lead by 3. BCTV Sports is a presentation. The announcers, Dave Polito, along with Steve McElroy. El Camino controlled it from the opening tip. Kind of slowed down near the end, but they still have the lead going into halftime.
Well, here's the key. The Dons are coming back here just before the end of the half, and the Dons are naturally the favorite in this ball game. If you look at the statistics here, it looks like the Dons should be in the lead except for one statistic, and that is turnovers. They have 11 turnovers to only 5 turnovers for El Camino. So if it wasn't for that, I think the Dons should be way ahead in the ball game.
Well, you're exactly right. We're talking about it. I mean, Rancho Santiago shooting 45% from the field. That's not bad at all. And El Camino, on the other hand, shooting only 35%. So we're trying to figure out where they had the dominance. We're looking at rebounds. Rancho Santiago has the advantage there. It's been turnovers. But the play of Beatty, the play of Leary for El Camino really has been dominant.
Well, Beatty has done a fantastic job. I've been criticizing his attire all night long, but he's gunned from outside and he's been able to drive with the ball. And they haven't, you know, the two big players on Rancho haven't been able to do what you would expect them to do in this ball game. So we'll see if El Camino can hold off here for the second half of play.
Now the winner goes on to the championship to once again face Chabot. Chabot is making a return trip there after earlier defeating Merced 75-67. So we're about 20 minutes away from deciding who is going to be Chabot's opponent. Will it be Rancho Santiago? Will it be El Camino? Rancho Santiago is the favorite, but El Camino, as we learned earlier, doesn't care about who's favored or not. In the first round, they beat West Valley, the #1 seed in that bracket.
Okay, David, I'm going to let you put it on the line right now. Who is going to win the California State Championships?
If you were to ask me...
Your favorite right now.
Well, my favorite first was West Valley, so that tells you exactly where my expertise lays. But Rancho Santiago would have to get the nod from myself because Lean and Blunt, when used effectively, which is quite often, are close to being unstoppable. There's not too many teams in this tournament, or really in the state as far as community college level that could stop players such as Lean and Blunt because of the size advantage. So my favorite would be Santiago. El Camino gets first possession. Brown running the point. Looking down low to Ross, but the ball's intercepted by Lean, gathered in by Brodnick, tied up by Keeter. Possession arrow in favor of the Dons.
30-27, low-scoring first half. Now, it was a fast-paced first half, but the shooting percentages were not that high, and a lot of switching as far as rebounds goes, a lot of transition basketball.
Well, the first-round action here, as Brodnick says, that pass deflected right back to him. Santiago only had a 4-point lead on American River going into halftime, and in the second half, they held American River to only 28 points. So let's see if the defense is there for them in the second half. Blunt comes in with 2.
Beautiful dish-off pass that time by Alto Moreno with the dish-off pass there.
Brodnick with the interception. So far, the defense has been very strong to start the second half. Brodnick wanted to swing at the loft, to still hang out to it and give it to Alto Moreno. Coming across for 2, Alto Moreno. I was saying earlier how proficient Alto Moreno has been all throughout the season from long range. And a quick timeout taken by El Camino and Coach Ronald McClurkin. He doesn't want to see his team fall behind early in the second half. They've yet to score.
Well, Alto Moreno first made the great dish-off pass when he had an opportunity to score himself, found the open man, and then he hits the long-range shot, almost a three-pointer. So right there, he put his club ahead, and now they have an advantage, and El Camino has to be a little bit concerned right now.
Well, there you see the score. It was 30-27 at halftime, but Santiago causing a lot of turnovers. As I was saying earlier, held American River to only 28 points in the second half. In their previous game, they only shot 38%. Here we go. Let's see what McClurkin has to say. We saw the first round game, the first round upset El Camino. It's so easy when a team is upsetting another for the team to get excited and then lose control of the ball game. But McClurkin did a great job of staying calm with his team, thus keeping the players on the court as calm as he was portraying himself. Once again, Ross wants to post up Lean, but doing a good job intercepting Alto Moreno. Here he comes against Keeter. He is fouled.
Now, it's too bad for Keeter that he couldn't back off at the last second because Alto Moreno got turned around the wrong way to the basket there, and I don't think he would have made it. But then again, it was a good foul, being that he didn't allow the easy basket. Now, that's a real tough break for El Camino. You call a timeout, you call a set offensive play, and you don't even get the ball passed.
Last night, Alto Moreno had 14 points, but he shot horribly long range, which is very uncharacteristic of himself. He was only 4 for 12 from 3 points. And we see a slow start for him once again tonight. Front iron off that time. The rebound goes to Beatty. 2-point advantage now for the Dons. Nice backdoor to DeBose. Scoop in the lane, no good. Rebound Ross, trying to lift Lean, he does. And Lean is whistled with the foul.
See, that time of year, that was a great foul. That was a blatant foul. No chance for the basket to go in.
Foul number 52, Matthew Lane, first personal. First team foul in the second half for the Dons.
We're going to get a shot of a very important player for El Camino. Last night he got in foul trouble against West Valley. They had built a 23-point advantage. And with Ross on the bench, West Valley went on a 13-0 run to cut the lead to 6. So without Ross, El Camino misses a lot.
Now let's see if Rancho decides to get the ball down low here.
I did not know Blunt. He follows it.
Yeah, and there can be no complaint about that. He went after it very aggressively.
Foul number 54, Corey Blount, first personal, second team foul.
Only his first personal foul on Blunt, so he's in no foul trouble whatsoever.
Now it'll be interesting to see. The scoreboard reads 32-31, and the scoreboard here has a 32 all, but Jamal Ross only made one of those free throws,
Yeah.
so it is
They just
32-31.
changed it up above.
Okay. Alto Moreno for three.
And bringing many of the fans to their feet here, and along with this bench.
Darius DeBose tries to answer. He does.
Darius DeBose for three.
35-34. Don's lead. Nice backdoor pass by Lane.
Offensive foul.
For the action that was controversial.
No basket.
Count the basket. They counted it.
And then the offensive foul.
Let's see if we can pick it up this time if we have it. Here it is. That's a tough one. Ross seemed a little late getting over it, at least from that angle that we had.
Well, he got the basket at least, so. Some justice on the play.
The post once again off balance is short. Fighting for it. Blunt loses it. Broadneck is mugged.
Oh, and he's taken down. Tackled on that play. See, that play right there is going to tell you who's going to win the ball game. When it's a high rebound like that, everybody's going for it. Everyone's being scrappy. In a game like this, whoever comes up with more of those is going to win the ball game. In the second half, the Dons have done so.
We see Blunt losing it, and this Broadneck's just doing a good job and runs right into Darius DeBose. Down low to Lean. Tough turnaround from long range. Long rebound. DeBose chases it down. Here comes Jamal Ross baseline. No call. A lot of contact. Ball being batted around. Loftus has it. Here he comes. He has Alto Moreno on his left. Doesn't give to him. 12-footer is good.
Great confidence, great decision. He made the shot.
Timeout once again by the El Camino Warriors. The second half has turned sour on them. They trail by 5. Rancho Santiago has come out in the second half, as they did against American River in the previous round, with defense, have retained the lead and now built it back up to 5.
They've just capitalized on the fast-paced action. Once again, the action, the pace has been turned up here in the second half, and El Camino's been unable to stay up with them.
Now, if you could be in the huddle to be Ronald McClurkin, how do you instill the confidence that El Camino had going into halftime? What can you tell your players?
Well, I think the confidence was beginning to fade going into halftime. It was very strong in the first 10 minutes of the ball game. They just need to keep running and gunning and hope they land more baskets. See, now that the confidence is up for the Dons, they're going to have fewer turnovers. I don't think they're going to throw as many ill-advised passes.
Once again, almost intercepting, but Cavanis gathers it in. He's all alone in the lane, puts it right over Lean. Rebound bounces to DeBose. DeBose just put it up off balance every time. Here comes Broadneck. He's outnumbered. He'll have to pull it back out. Good decision. Alto Moreno for 3 with the set up behind him.
The whole bench came to their feet. There was no way in the world he was going to miss that shot. The bench it's as if they've already won the state championship, the way this crowd and the bench is responding. They're all on their feet on the bench here.
8-point bulge now for the Dons. Intercepted Alto Moreno. The Dons can do no wrong, and El Camino cannot find any answers. Looking down low to Blunt. They'll swing it, try to find Lean down low. Lean will clear out for Blunt up top. Alta Moreno wants the ball. He is on fire.
Yeah, they can't find anything down low. Alta Moreno's the perfect choice outside. He can't miss.
We have Alta Moreno with 13 points. Alta Moreno gets a well-deserved blow from John Guerrero, and Cameron Terry comes in to replace Vern Broadnax.
DeVos is very upset with himself on the bench. He's holding a towel over his head. He's shouting after some missed shots that he took.
Guerrero, a lot of problems getting that ball inbound. Good defense on the inbound play by El Camino. So El Camino and Coach Ronald McClurkin will get another chance to talk this over. They're trailing now by 8, and Santiago just having a great game so far in the second half.
Here's a look at the outside passing game, looking down low. As we come back to live action in the timeout.
Here's Dana Page with his players. Let's see what we can hear and what he draws up.
Vern. All right, let's go Vern. Alvin, Cam. Alvin, you go this way. Cam, you go this way. And then Gord, or Matt, you come right up the middle this way, all right?
Seems pretty basic there on the side, but it's working effectively.
Well, Coach Page will lose 3 of the starters. He'll lose Alta Moreno along with Lean and Lofton. But he'll have a strong point guard in Broadnax coming back, and that man with the ball for that second was Corey Blount. He'll be returning. Blount wants it down low. He gets it against Leary. Turnaround is just a roll.
And that's when you know nothing is going wrong. When a shot like that from behind the backboard is able to go in.
We have now for 11 points. Ross trying to go baseline is cut off and then runs into Blunt. Leary can't control the rebound. Luckily, it goes to Cabinet. Tough shot by Lockley, but he'll get it.
44-36 is our score now. 14:50 to go.
And whistled away from the ball, Stephen Leary.
Leary getting a little bit flustered that time. Trying to manhandle Matthew Lean.
Mike Hunter checks back in with that close shave haircut.
Now they have less of a punch down low, and we'll see what they try and set up here.
Down low to Blunt. Back out to Guerrero.
Blunt wants the ball back. He's shouting for it, but he's not open.
Well, good defense on Guerrero by Keeter, not allowing the pass to go down low. Loftus gets his player up in the air. Turnaround is off. Rebound batted around. And off of Guerrero's, or Loftus' leg, excuse me, El Camino's ball.
El Camino up the floor, feeling a little bit of desperation here as they trail by 8 points.
Cavinis, a nice no-look pass to Jamal Ross, but he was caught off balance and not looking for the pass.
The shots are just coming up a little bit short. They're a little out of sync here.
Cameron Terry penetrates. Tough shot. He forced that one. No need to do that. Blunt, nice save to Hunter, but he was on the line. El Camino gets back the ball. Here comes Gene Altamirano, who's been red hot. Alvin Loftus to the bench. Broadnax and Lean will come back in for Cameron Terry, and a well-deserved rest for Corey Blunt.
There it is. 8-point deficit. But the momentum definitely with the Dons right now.
Lockley hasn't been missing by that much. He just can't get the fall, but Leary is there with the follow. Alta Moreno, looks like he still has that magic work in the lane. Nice alteration caused by Leary, but Leary loses it out of bounds.
Leary thought he was pushed that time. And the Dons will inbound. Their
Lean
lead
gets
cut
open.
to 6. Lean is tall enough so that he can do that face-up 10-footer from the baseline. He's very effective with it.
46-38. Rancho Santiago. Nice disc to Leary from Cavanis. That's what Cavanis does so well. Cavanis, one of the best passers and one of the best assist men in the state. On against Leary. El Camino really tightening up their man-to-man defense.
Really tightening the screws here.
Here comes Guerrero with the drive over Leary.
Complete frustration for El Camino. They played their hearts out on defense that time, and it wasn't quite enough. 48-40 the score. 12:35 to go.
Here comes Keeter for three. Guerrero with the board, outlet to Broadman.
El Camino's only getting one shot on offense.
Vern is stripped by Cavanis.
Cavanis with an incredible swat.
Over to Lockley, that should be down, it is. And away from the ball, good call. Keeter just threw Guerrero to the ground to try to get in position for the rebound. Basket will count by Lockley, though.
Now serves number 22, David Peter, third personal, 15 foul now, Camino.
And once again, Dana Paget working that rotation. Fresh legs on the court at all times.
And Mike Hunter comes out of the ball game after playing very aggressively and trying to play some strong defense there.
Once again, El Camino is able to cut the lead to 6. And once again, a great backdoor to Alton Moreno, that time from Blunt.
They're just surgically executing the offense.
Here comes Houck through the lane. He has Lockley for a three. His short rebound, Leary. Leary has a great rebound. Ross is thrown by Blunt. But with the body, I believe, Blunt is assessed with that
A little bit of arm in there, and Leary has been upset for a good portion of the second half with the contact that's been made on him.
32, Frank Beatty returns to the court.
But I think that in actuality, Leary dishes out as much as he gets back.
Jamal Ross at the line for the Warriors, 52.
Trailing by 8 points, and now by 7.
Ross now has 6.
Here's a look at the replay. There's a foul there. You saw the body contact.
He misses the second. 50-43. 7-point lead for the Dons. Cameron Terry operating point for Santiago.
They're trying to clear out an opening in the middle with
Loftus almost loses it with the pass to Alton Moreno. Here's Lean along the baseline. It's too far out for him. Blunt had position for a second. Shot clock down to 12. Turnaround is deflected. Batted around. Fought for by Blunt. Won by Blunt. He's on the floor. He tries to find Alton Moreno in the lane. And that is off Houck. Santiago is getting all the breaks.
all of the breaks they're getting right now. Both Blunt and Lean were trying to spread out on opposite sides of the key to allow a player to come right up the center for a score, and you saw him.
And Alton Moreno almost put that one down with someone in his face. He'll get the foul. Going against that man right there, Frank Beatty.
The bench was there for support.
16 foul.
It's just amazing how many times on the plays where the ball's on the ground or bouncing off the iron or going between legs that the Dons have come up with it.
Alton Moreno has turned it a notch higher in the second half. He's trying to extend his team's lead to 9. He does. 52-43. Just under 11 minutes remaining. Cavanis beats Loftus off the dribble. Will pull up from the free throw line. Well off the mark. Gets his own rebound. Reverse is good.
Well, there was a great offensive display. Now a 7-point deficit once again.
Alton Moreno loses control of the ball but wins it back, and then Lockley fighting with him. It is off of Lockley, and Lockley doesn't like that call one bit. Excuse me, Beatty.
think it was more frustration than actual belief that he didn't knock the ball out of bounds.
Over to Terry. Terry trying to take Cavaness, but Cavaness is far too quick for that. Traveling violation on Loftus.
A little bit excited out there. He had Blunt and Lean on that side, and he was going to have an opening for the shot. El Camino needs a basket now.
Cavaness, nice spin move in the lane, gets fouled, count the bucket.
Cavaness is just taking it on his own here. Last time he missed the shot, then got his own rebound and did the reverse layup, and this time he does a nice little scoop down the lane.
Foul charge number 20, Alvin lost his third personal. 15th foul done. Cavaness.
Cavaness not even a starter. Usually Keith Brown starts at the point guard position, but Cavaness gets plenty of minutes. Can't convert on the three-point play. Would have been a big one. The lead is now only 5. We've hit 10 minutes. Quickly swinging the ball. Now Blunt on the box. Misses the turnaround. Rebound Ross.
And Blunt had the power to make a shot like that. It was a good shot, but it was unable to go. And now El Camino getting a little bit of momentum here. They can cut the lead to 3.
And once again, Leary not looking for the pass. You've got to have your hands up whenever Cavaness is in possession of that ball. Alpha Moreno closely guarded by Beatty. Down low to Lean. Foul on the pass. Called against Beatty, hitting Alpha Moreno on the arm.
That's Beatty's second, 17th foul. Rancho to the bonus.
So with 9 minutes and 21 seconds left,
But yet Rancho's already in the bonus, and El Camino's a feisty team, so they can see a lot of foul shooting from Rancho the rest of the game.
that's a good pickup from the microphone down on the court. Beatty telling the referee the game is too important to make calls like that. But of course, they won't overturn that call. Keeter comes in as well as Lockley. Beatty will go to the bench with 3, and House also will join him on that bench.
Did make a good point, though. He'd already passed the ball, and it was just a hand slap, if anything.
18 points as he rips the net once again out to Moreno. Look at these moves in the lane by Cavaness. Leary was expecting that pass finally.
Leary unable to control it, and that is 3 times in recent play that Leary hasn't been either ready for the pass or he hasn't been able to control it.
Hunter, good defense.
And there he moves the ball. So Leary is just not helping his team out offensively here in the later stretches. He's been outstanding defensively.
And here's Blunt. Big play. They get the turnover and capitalize. And this crowd on hand is predominantly for Rancho Santiago. Traveling on Cavaness. Another timeout might be necessary by Ronald McClurkin of the Warriors.
Cavaness is just trying to take a lot on his own here.
Leary will take a seat after a tough go for the last 2 to 3 minutes. Lockley replaces him. Blunt up top. Has Loftus at the point. Good ball movement shown by the Dons. Once again, another backdoor play. Alta Moreno had trouble with the handle. Good defense by Lockley.
They're trying to spread out the offense way up high to look for somebody streaking to the basket.
Ball batted away by Cavaness, and then last touch by Terry. Nice defense by Alan Cavaness. Santiago was being patient. Shot clock was down to near 10. There you see Vern Brodnax checking in. Cameron Terry you'll see going to the bench. Cavaness once again beats his player off the dribble.
And he lays it up nice and smooth with the left hand, using the whole wrist that time, flicking it up into the basket.
That's Cavaness. He only totaled 6 points so far. But he's created so many shots for his players, and if Leary had hung out the few that was given to him, it'll be a different ballgame right now. Right now it stands 56-49 Don.
Well, I can recall 6 of his points in the last 5 minutes of the ballgame, so it would be hard to believe that he only has 6.
Well, of course, it's unofficial. Unofficial 6 we have him for. The Cabinet, regardless of how you look at it, has taken control of the game, at least for El Camino, trying to get his team back in. And once again, one says, get that out of here.
Oh, my.
Jamal Ross throws Vern Brodnack into Alvin Loftus. It's got to be intentional. But of course it's not. They're always so careful about calling that intentional, but I can't see it getting any more intentional than that. Look at that. You see that in WWF. You don't see that in community college basketball. Coming off the ropes and into the turnbuckle.
56-49, 7-point lead. And a little bit of frustration displayed there, but way too early to have that type of activity going on.
Well, you're exactly right. There's only a 7-point deficit that they face. Rancho Santiago really their own fault that they haven't been able to push forward. Let's see if we can pick up anything from Dana Padgett right now.
And let's go with double the next time down, okay? We're going to run double. You guys got to work to get open. Matt, yeah, what we want to do, Matt, is we want to try and get that guy around in front of you and have you flash, and then Alvin or John, we want you to try and hit Matt low, okay? Now, defensively is where it's done, and you guys... Come on!
Defensively is where it's done. And that's where it'll be done tomorrow night for the title. And the fans are beginning to stomp their feet and clap their hands here.
So that's really been the key so far for Rancho Santiago in the second half. Almost a carbon copy of their first round here at the Brent Event Center in Irvine, where they defeated American River. Actually, they blew them out in the second half. They came out with a 20-point victory. They've yet to put away El Camino. They can't take that extra step to get the 10, 12-point lead. Brodnack earns the bonus.
Taking his time with that one. Dead silence in the gym. That way you can tell that the crowd is obviously in favor of Rancho Santiago.
The freshman out of Tustin converts both. 58-49 lead up to 9. Plenty of time left, though. 7 minutes and 15 seconds for El Camino to work their way back into the ballgame. Beatty's tough shot from 3 is fouled by Guerrero on the shot.
Beatty was lucky to get that call. That was a line drive three-pointer.
That's the second foul on John Guerrero.
Only John Guerrero's second foul. It's a 58-49 lead. That's 9 points with 7:09 to go. Here's a look at some of the younger rooters in attendance tonight.
Frank Beatty stands 6'4", 195, a sophomore. He'll be moving on after this year. Corey Plump comes in replacing Mike Hunter. Hunter, as you said earlier, still a great job defensively.
Playing very aggressively. Second shot up and good, and now it's 58-51.
Guerrero, El Camino coming out now in a full court press, trying to cause turnovers. Man-to-man defense once again by the Warriors. Loftus trying to beat Peter Kent. Guerrero down low, caught in the paint. Close to 3
Stuck
seconds.
under the basket. Yeah, it was very close that time, but able to dish the ball off for the easy basket.
Oh, a nice cut by Corey Blunt to help out his teammate who was stuck down low.
Yeah, it looked like an ultimate doom situation, and then it turned into an easy basket.
And we see a close-up of Cavanagh. The Dons giving no room for those Warrior shooters. Cavanagh spinning in the lane there. See, he creates a shot right there for Keeter.
Dennis Peter for 3.
Big three-point bucket cuts the lead to 6. Guerrero beats the players. Now he has the advantage. 4-on-2. Guerrero dishes off.
Offensive foul.
Guerrero really blew that opportunity.
Just he has to be disappointed with that. He had a 4-on-2, and the defenders just stood there, and he ran right into him.
Now the big problem for him is he was being substituted for. Now he has to go deal with Dana Page saying, hey, obviously that wasn't smart. He knows it wasn't smart, and to have that again is just extra abuse.
It's like having a 2-foot putt and drilling it over the hole.
Cavaniss once again easily in the lane, tries to dish it off, but is fouled on the pass by Lean.
60-54. And can you believe it? El Camino is hanging in there right now.
Well, through yesterday and today, I've been really impressed with the way Dana Page has the set rotation. And the players he sends in, really, there's not much of a drop-off at all. They lose some height, but they don't lose that ability, that aggressiveness that the starters have.
Cavaniss wasn't showing a lot of confidence before he took that shot.
Right to the second one.
Yeah, nothing but net there. 60-55, 5:55 to go.
Looking down low to Blunt, finds him along the baseline with Leary on him. Misses the shot, rebound Lockley. Here comes Cavaniss. Long range for Keeter. Off the mark, out of the reach of Lean, but Altamirano chases down that rebound.
Felt like they had the rhythm going that time. Now everybody outside, everyone high posting. They're going to look for the streaking player.
Altamirano going toward the basket. No pass. Here comes Terry. Nice.
There it is.
Layup. Blows it. Loftus gets it. Might have been fouled on the rebound. No call. Here comes Lean. Thrown by Leary.
Blocked by Leary.
Altered shot by Loftus, but he gets in a roll.
Incredible. And that was total luck on that basket. But you saw they kept everybody on the high post, and then they had the streaking player to the basket wide open. It looked like the Harlem Globetrotters playing a prank on the Generals.
Long range and count it. Larry Lockley, three-point field goal. Cuts the lead to 4. El Camino by no means out of this ball game. 4 minutes and 35 seconds left.
El Camino had to be frustrated last time after the easy basket was missed. They played great defense, but still gave up the hoop.
Altamirano for 3.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. What a clutch ball player he has been.
The man is on fire, and Ronald McClurkin has seen enough. Gene Altamirano has scored 22. His team leads 65-58. We'll be back. Rancho Santiago has taken over, as well as their fans. They control this gymnasium right now. The Brent Event Center is the location. There you see the score. Dave Polito along with Steve McElroy. And Santiago trying to push forward. El Camino won't let him get too far away.
El Camino has done an impressive job of fighting back time and time again, but now they trail by 7 points after the three-pointer. And there's a fan that is not quite as into it as the rest of the people here, as they were stamping their feet and clapping and chanting during the break.
Inbounds goes to Keeter, almost intercepted by Blunt, and Blunt now right behind Brown.
See, in that situation, that was a foul, but the refs won't call something like that. Whereas, you know, they shouldn't have called that little slap earlier.
Lockley top three. Front iron off. Strong rebound by Rossi. Loses it to Cameron Terry. I can't remember one break like that going to El Camino in the second half.
That is the difference in the ball game right now, those little breaks each time.
Lean was pushed by Stephen Leary.
And Leary's upset.
So Leary's starting to sneak into foul trouble. I believe he has 3. Michael House comes in. David Keeter.
Well, it's just real disappointing because they're out 22 feet from the basket, and obviously Lean's not going to be of any danger there. Leary could have backed off and guarded against any drive. He's obviously not going to drive from out there, so.
Well, throughout the 2 days that we've seen Leary, he's proven to be a very physical player. That's his style. It can cause trouble just as it did right there. Not a smart foul, as you were saying, Steve. 67-58. Ball is lost by Brown. Cameron Terry driving for it. Everyone in the house wants a traveling violation on Brown. No call.
Cavanis is back into the ball game after taking a short break, and he'll probably go the distance now with 3:31 to go.
Cavanis penetrates once again. Hangs in the air against Terry. Rebound. Houck is fighting for it. Throws out to Moreno. Cavanis chases it down up top. Nice pass.
Leary's foul that counts.
Poetic justice that time. Finally, Leary hangs on to it, draws a foul, makes the bucket.
Yeah, the quick pass to Leary, we've seen 3 times that pass go out of bounds. That time Leary was able to make the big play.
And concern comes over Dana Page's face. He knows it's not that far for El Camino to come back. If Leary hits this one, they only trail by 6. 67-61.
You can run.
Full court pressure by the Warriors once again.
And let's see how they set up the offense. If they have the high posting, nope, they're both going down to a low post position, opposite sides of the key.
Lean has position. Ball deflected nicely by Leary. Goes back to Blunt. Loftus open from 15. Blunt once again with a strong rebound. Kicks it over to Lean.
And Lean hits the shot. 3 offensive opportunities. And you just can't let them have that. El Camino's only getting 1 on their end of the floor.
Cavanis. Nice shot.
Cavanis is really determined. He wants to win this ball game.
Here comes Alvin Loftus. Look how far El Camino is going out to guard Rancho Santiago's players. Loftus was free along the baseline. Backdoor, and finally, Larry Lockley realizes that play. That's it out of bounds. Santiago still in control. 26 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
2:22 to go in the ball game. We have a timeout on the floor. 2:22 to go. 69-63 is our score.
El Camino will take the timeout. They see that they've been able to work it back to within 6. So, Steve, really not that far now to regain the lead or at least tie this thing up.
Well, you'd think El Camino right here is going to try another whip pass. They got 26 seconds left on the shot clock. I don't think they're going to even bring the ball out. I think they're going to try and get it down low right away for a basket. But we have an opportunity to see what El Camino's going to do.
Everybody crash the board. He's the only one back. Al's the only one back. After you penetrate, make the pass, get out of there. If you got the shot, if you can take it in a bucket, go ahead and take it. Make a good pass for him, okay? What we got to do now? Hey, Mike, you look out. You can't deny when you come out of
Yeah, chalk everywhere on that side.
There we heard that Cavanis is the only one going to be going back. Everyone else crashes the board. Going to try to quickly get it up to Cavanis. And as you heard McClurkin say, if you have a shot, take it, Allen, but if not, pull it back out, set it up.
Rancho Santiago, first team back on the floor.
Important for Ross and Lockley to bang the boards, as Coach McClurkin was urging them to do.
And they do exactly the opposite of what they thought they would do. They bring it out on top.
Back door to Lopez. Nicely deflected by House. Off of House.
Oh, my. Heartbreak Hotel.
And that resets the 45.
Michael Hawk had the ball right in front of his hands, and he let it bounce out of bounds, thinking that it would have been an El Camino ball.
Fresh 45 for the Dons to work with.
And that's another one of those little breaks that have killed El Camino. You can't really blame him. He thought it was going to be out of bounds, and their ball.
Larry Lockley should have had the interception going to Alton Moreno. Was just a half step too late. Down low to Lean. Turnaround is good. Count it. Foul, I believe, is on Beatty. Big bucket with 1:49 remaining.
Lean just has that sweet 10-footer from over there, and he's just taller than any of the defensive players for El Camino, so he gets a clear shot.
And Lean remains perfect from the line. He is now 4 for 4. Inbounds to Lockley. Cavanis really wants to push it up. 3 from House. Short rebound Terry. Gonna have to foul now, I believe, El Camino. They trail by 9. Dangerous pass to Alton Moreno. First, Rancho Santiago is going to have to get it over the timeline just in time, and 9 seconds had expired. Alley-oop to Lean.
And Thunder in the night, 72-63. And the celebration begins in the stands. 1:24 to go, 11-point lead.
And there we pick it up right at the end. Lean gathering in that alley-oop and bringing it home. And most likely they're bringing home a championship bid now. They would go on to face Chabot if they can hang on, and it seems apparent. As you were saying, only 1:24 left. They're up by 11. Foul was called on Loftus, so Cavanis will get 1 plus the bonus if he earns it. He does it. Rebound, Blunt. Santiago senses that championship bid. Foul on Cavanis, and here's the crowd's reaction.
Fans going crazy on the opposite side of the arena, doing some type of alley-oop chant, getting up to their feet there. Nice shot expressed from the scorekeepers are getting into this. It's going to set us all up for tomorrow night. The Northern California team, Chabot, that plays half court. Great defense, slow pace against the fast-paced team.
Lead is back up to 13. 1 minute and 15 seconds left. Cavanis drives, nice pass to House. Swatted from behind and fouled from behind by Terry. So it seems like we'll see the number 15 team in the state at the end of the regular season, Chabot, take on the number 6 team in the state, that being Rancho Santiago.
24, Michael House at the line.
1:14 now to go, 76-63.
And Coach McClurkin on the sideline just bowed his head. He knows his team has had a pitiful second half. Nothing can fall for them. They can't even get a loose ball. Substitution now for El Camino. Ross comes in for House. Inbounds goes to Blunt. Gives it back to Loftus. Give it up quickly, maybe. Foul from behind by Frank Davis.
into the ball game, replacing Jamal Ross.
This is the hardest time for the El Camino players. They led it at halftime. It's hard to keep that motivation going when you sense that everything is slipping away now.
Both shots up and good, 78-64, and now more of a blowout than it should have been.
Cavanis has done a great job penetrating all night. Nice tip, kept alive. Beatty can't put it back down, having trouble bringing it back up. Loose ball goes to Rancho Santiago. No surprise there. Blunt. And somehow they find a foul out of that. It seemed like Blunt ran into Cameron Terry.
I saw no contact whatsoever by an El Camino player. The two Santiago players ran into each other, but it was to their benefit. And now this game will go down as probably, you know, it's 14 points now. It'll probably be about a 16-point victory. And that doesn't express what a close game it really was.
Rebound Beatty. Teeter for three. 11-point ball game, 45 seconds left. Ronald McClurkin will take a timeout. So, Steve, if we are to look on ahead with the dangerous aspect of writing off El Camino, with anything can happen, but it just doesn't seem apparent. Looking ahead, Rancho Santiago, Chabot, how do they match up?
Well, they don't match up at all. They're, you know, peanut butter and what? Turkey? I don't know. They don't. They just don't match up. One team plays a slow-paced game, doesn't turn the ball over, and plays good defense. And Rancho, the other team that we've seen tonight, plays fast-paced, does turn the ball over a lot, but is taller and quicker. So I think Rancho has a big advantage there, just in the speed. But we'll see tomorrow night. Obviously, Chabot, you know, plays really tough, and they've been in this thing many times. But Santiago, I'd have to give the advantage to.
Chabot very fine defensively. Whether they have that spark offensively is really the question in our mind.
And can they defend against those two large players? Lean and Blunt are huge compared to any of the players that are on Chabot College.
Number 22, David Peter, his score.
Really is an interesting matchup because, as you say, they're two different teams. Because of Lean and Blount being the dominant players down low, and Chabot lacks that size to counter with. But with someone like Tony Abinson, anything can happen.
Yeah, if Chabot's going to win the ball game, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to just control the tempo. They're going to have a slow, you know, they're going to have a 25-23 victory where they control the tempo of the ball game. Otherwise, if they get in a greyhound race, they're going to go down.
So 43 seconds left for Dana Pageant and his Rancho Santiago Dons to move on to the championship. Cavanis over to a cutting Ross. Right there in a nutshell.
And El Camino, it's too bad here in the last 3 or 4 minutes that we've seen them. Well, they're back within 12 points now, but they gave it a great effort while they were out.
Beatty misses from long range. Alf Moreno gets the rebound. And this will be a long 32 seconds left for El Camino.
What I was going to say is in the first half they were very, very impressive, and up until the last couple minutes they've really, you know, been a pretty evenly matched team. So strange that tonight in our 2 ball games we've had 2 teams like these two that are exactly the same in the way they play basketball, and one is a little bit better. And in the previous game we had 2 slow-paced teams that play exactly the same. It's obvious who the crowd will be for tomorrow.
Well, Rancho Santiago from nearby Santa Ana. Chabot obviously up north from Hayward, and they're trying to become the first team in quite a while to win the community college basketball tournament from up north. And Gene Altamirano goes to the bench. A fantastic second half for that man. Ross for 3. is long. Rebound Terry. Hunter. Here comes Guerrero. Guerrero will just pull it back out, try to run as much time off the clock, and he's hacked by Keeter right in front of us.
Number 22, David Peters, fifth person.
There we see smiling faces all over the place for the Dons. And the begoggled Jerry Blount will come into the ball game to replace Mike Hunter. Great substitution role player Mike Hunter is defensively. Brian Jackson will also check in along with Eric Kudis.
The crowd's coming to their feet as some of the players check out. Key contributors.
For three is Lockley. Count it.
81-70 now. That cuts the lead to 11. No foul called there, and they're going to let the clock run out now.
3-6 left.
And the crowd comes to their feet.
And right now, where we see a player down, a very tough way to end this ball game. John Guerrero is down. Let's stay here for just a second as he's being tended to an obvious pain. They're tending to the left-hand side of his head. Seems like he has a cut above his left eye. It's tough to see from this angle, so let's not try to speculate.
Has 7. David Peter has 10 points. Michael House got 1. Frank Beatty
A frightening sight to end such a great ball game for Santiago. Were you able to see anything that happened to him
I
at all?
didn't see it. I was watching the shot up court, so I didn't see what happened to him. And that's a strange way. You know, probably the most valuable player of the second half of the ball game. And
Rodnax at 4.
now he's on the floor.
Alvin Loftus at 8. Gene Alvarado.
Well, that'll do it for tonight's ball game. The final score, once again, Rancho Santiago 81 and the El Camino Warriors 70. And we'll be back for the state championship game tomorrow night.